Hello and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me as always is the one who says that's a gnarly radical tubular thing.
Sarah.
And today we're doing a review of The Perfect Wave. Now if you're curious about our two-player perspective and accessibility, check out our other video, Rolling with Two, The Perfect Wave. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right. In The Perfect Wave, you'll draft wave cards to construct a sequence, earning points for runs and sets of numbers. And trick cards allow you to score bonus points. But you'll also need to focus on paddling far enough out in the water to actually surf and score the wave you're creating. You'll need careful planning and expert timing to balance these goals and win the game. All right, Will, so why did we get this?
We were going through a math trade and saw it, and so checked out a review. Looked pretty interesting. It was only later after we played the game that we realized that it actually won the
A Cardboard
Edison award.
Yeah, I forgot which year, but a couple years.
Yeah. So, pretty cool game. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why we got it.
Yep, we got it in the math trade, if that wasn't clear. So, what do we like?
We beat up somebody.
Beat somebody up.
We saw them, we found out where they lived. Okay.
So what do we like about the game?
I have to say they did a fantastic job mixing the theme and the mechanics together to the point where I can't imagine the mechanics being for anything else other than surfing a wave.
I agree. It is so well integrated. I mean, we talk about in that for other games where it's like, oh, you really feel the theme through the actions that you do, but a lot of them we could still think of things to re-theme if you really wanted to, but this one, no, it makes 100% sense that you're creating this wave out and you have to surf out because you have to paddle out when you're trying to surf a wave.
You have to take your little surfer, you have to move them along, because if they're not out to catch the wave, well, there's no wave for them to surf.
Right.
And the wave itself has to go descending numbers because the wave is going to get smaller as it gets to the shore.
Yeah,
it's not going to get bigger.
Right, and they reinforced it with the artwork for the numbered cards. The bigger numbers have a bigger wave and the smaller ones have the smaller wave. So you look like across your board this growing wave from right to left. And it all works so well that I'm with you. I can't see it as anything else but surfing. It's just so like genius. I don't know. I can't think of anything else to say about it.
Yeah.
We also really like that it is a lighter weight game, but it still has depth. It still has really engaging gameplay and choices because it's not just collecting numbers and doing either runs or sets, which would be fine. If that had been the whole game, that would have been a very nice, light, enjoyable game.
Yeah, but your surfer also indicates where you can even play cards. You can play it on their spot and anything to the right. However, as soon as they start paddling out, anything to their left is locked.
Yeah, so you want to go somewhat slow so you can build the things, put out the tricks, because the tricks also help you score extra points, because you're only going to get so much points from paddling out. The farther out you go, the more you get for each space you've passed. So yes, it's this really engaging balance between I've got to paddle out, but not too fast, but fast enough, because also that deck is the timer. There's going to only be so many paddle out cards. There's going to only be so many different tricks, and there's only going to be so many different numbers. So you can't be perfect. Now, the good news is you can place numbers in any spot. You don't have to exactly go from left to right.
Yeah, you can leave spaces. However, if you paddle past them and leave those spaces, well, your wave's broken and you're only surfing what your surfer can actually surf.
Exactly. So there's still a lot to think about. It's not overly generally complex. We'll talk about a few things in a few moments. But generally what you're doing is pretty lightweight in terms of the complexity. But you have to consider a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. I think that's everything that we like. So let's start with the big thing we don't like, and that's the goals.
Yeah, the goals are big 50-point cards. However, the way they're implemented, it gives you little to no information, and this requires you to do an exceptional amount of work to score them. Plus, there's public goals, and that requires extraneous work on your half to even activate those goals, which you may not win.
Right.
All in all, the goals feel terrible.
Pretty much. So at the beginning of the game, you get given 2 goals and you're supposed to pick one of them right then and there.
And discard the other one.
And discard the other one. But you're like, I haven't even played the game. I don't even know what's going to happen. Both Will and I, for the game that we played with the goals, the one we picked was the one we didn't achieve, and the one we threw away was the one we could have achieved. Again, I don't get games that make you choose a goal at the beginning of the game when you don't have any information and you don't know where it's going to go. My thought is, if you're going to play with goals this way, you keep both cards, and at the end of the game, you pick one of them to resolve. You may still not get either one of them.
Right.
But now you've got a choice and
you got wiggle room
yes.
in how you play.
But for those public goals, the fact that you have to use, I'm going to say waste, a whole round to put a surfboard next to one of those goals just so that it's active for everybody, and yet someone else might actually score it, not you, I'm sorry, is stupid, because there's not enough time in the game. There's not enough time in the game to use a whole round just to gain a wax token, and that is infinitely more useful.
Yeah, because the wax token can be used to clear out
a row,
or retrieve a discarded
card
wave from the past.
Yeah, and getting back a discarded card, I think, is almost always what we use that for.
Yes.
Because you get to a certain point, you're like, dang it, I need a 4. And you know there's a 4 in the discard pile. You're using your 1 of 2, or you get 2 at the beginning of the game. And generally speaking, we use them all, because I think they are worth 1 point. Mm-hmm. But you're going to use them mostly to just get cards back that got missed. While the action point system is confusing and convoluted, we found that we would never do any of the 2-cost ones, which is just the 2 things. Placing a surfboard to activate a goal, we're just never going to play with goals because they're swingy and too difficult, and they just break the zen and fun of the game.
Yeah, it's a totally different gaming experience.
Yes.
Compared to everything else you do in the game.
Right, the first game was so enjoyable.
Yeah. Now, some people might like just these wild swings, so I can see people playing with it. It's just we didn't feel like it added anything to the gaming experience.
So when it comes down to it, you have 2 actions on your turn. Most of the time, you're just going to be using those actions to gain gain a card from one of the rows and play it, or put in your hand, or play a card from your hand. Honestly, that's what it all boils down to. I don't even remember what the free action was.
I think that was the one that does require you to spend a wax token to refresh the waves.
That's right.
Just in case the numbers that you're hunting for aren't coming up.
Right.
Well, let's just see more waves.
So they made the action point system overly complex when it didn't need to be, and the goals aren't great for the experience we really wanted and enjoyed from the game.
In fact, the one that they tell you to try first, because since goals are optional, they say, well, if this is your first game, try playing without. So we played without, had a great time, played with, and we're like, what are these things? Why are they here? They're just...
It felt like they put vertical posts out in the water and we just smacked right into them.
Because isn't that the key of finding the perfect wave, is dealing with fences in water?
It feels like it, though.
Yes.
So, the last thing that's a issue, and thankfully it's a little bit, well, it might not be more minor, but you need a lot of space left and right. These horizontal boards, can hold 10 cards.
You need 10 on the board and 10
above, and you need
a little surfer.
You need your room for your little surfer below. So you can't, unfortunately, play this on a small table. You need a wide table. Now the good news is you aren't going to be using much depth, so sitting 4 at a table across from each other should work pretty well. But unfortunately, our first play, we normally like to sit next to each other, but we were at a smaller table, so we had to sit on separate sides, and made it work.
Yeah.
But it wasn't great. Okay, that's everything. So who is this for?
think this is great for family and casual gamers.
Yeah, I think this is going to really be good for that.
This would also be a decent filler game for more experienced gamers.
Right, that's what we're keeping it for.
Yeah.
Is this is going to be a great just maybe end of evening or maybe a start the evening of games or day of games or something like that.
I think this game will also feel well placed in, say, a summer gaming session
Oh,
too.
yes.
Where you want to be thematically responsive to what's going around you. It's like, well, it's hot. Let's go surfing.
Right.
Let's play in a pool or do something like that. And this would be also a great candidate for those types of gaming thematic
Thematic
nights.
games nights. Yep.
Yes.
Agreed. Okay, our rating.
So for our ratings, we each have 1d6 worth of ratings to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We give a number, a reason why, add them together, and see what it rolled for us. Sarah, it rolled a 5 for me.
Well then, go for it.
I think it's fantastic that we have such a light game that is very mechanical in nature, but oh Lord, it delivers on the thematics.
Agreed. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm a surfer. Yes, of course I need to be out that far to catch that wave because that's where the wave is. And I'm going to do all these tricks because I'm a great surfer and I'm amazing.
You are amazing, and I completely agree. I give it a 5 too. Honestly, what pips it down for me is
Goals.
just how angry I get about the goals. And the action point system is more over. Considering this is supposed to be a casual family weight is the best group. Not saying it's the only group, because again, we're more on the hardcore intermediate. You know, we played a lot of games. We're going to keep it, but the action point system is more convoluted than it needs to be.
Yeah.
You are going to play, you're going to take cards, play cards. Honestly, that's it. Use a wax token to pick a card up out of the discard pile. That's all you're going to do. I'm sorry. So that makes me a bit angry. I'm sorry.
She got verbally angry. Maybe she was just hungry. Maybe she needed a smoothie.
Maybe I do need a smoothie. So anyways, 10 out of 12 is still a highly recommended game. It definitely deserved to win that Cardboard Edison award because this is very innovative and thematically just
pleasing.
Mm-hmm. I've never had any desire to go surfing, but I like this.
Yes.
All right.
All right, and that'll do it for us. And Sarah,
Yes.
do you think of any other games that would pair well with this if we were going to do a summer night gaming event?
I know this isn't quite like, I could think of, well, actually, I can't think of any other beach ones, but what came to mind was Big Sur, but that's more of a travel.
Right.
But it's kind of...
Well, you travel to the beach where you have a beach event, because the other sand one that I could think of, I think we actually did good way. It was a Friedman Freeze game where you're building sandcastles.
Yes.
So you could also do sandcastles with it.
I forgot what that one's called.
It starts with an F because they all do.
They all start with an F. Yeah, I'm blanking on that. Hopefully, future editor me has put something up to tell us what the Friedman Freeze game about sandcastles is. That one was interesting, I will have to say. Just
some of the implementations felt a little too restricted. Or you can also do the other Friedman Freeze game, the Fable Fruit one, because that one does give you smoothies.
Yes, then we'd finally be able to get our smoothies. I like that idea.
All right.
All right.
And we've been Rolling with Reviews. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two, that's TWO. We're on Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Discord, we have a channel on Tabletop Express. Check the show notes for the invite link.
If you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.